everyone, this is Findri again and welcome back to my channel. In this episode, I'm going to do an experiment with rice paper. I have seen some people making dumplings with rice paper and I am wondering, does it really work? That's why in this episode, I'm going to show you how to make dumplings with rice paper. As always, before I start cooking, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and hit that little notification button so you won't miss anything if I upload new content. Also guys, soon I'm going to have cooking videos in Indonesian language. If you are interested in our culture and want to learn the language, maybe you shouldn't miss my first video. And now, let's start our experiment. For this recipe, you will need of course the rice paper. This is basically the rice paper that I got from Asian supermarket. You will also need some ground meat, some shrimp, Woodear mushrooms, some shallots, ginger garlic paste, spring onion, coriander, some sugar, sesame oil, soy sauce, oyster sauce, white pepper, egg white, optionally some MSG, and beef stock. That's all you need. Now let's mix everything together and make our dumpling. First step, just like other dumpling, let's just mix everything together and add the following seasonings. In here, I have warm water, just enough to dip the rice paper. So now I'm going to take one rice paper and dip it into the water just for a few seconds until the rice paper is flexible enough to work with. Initially, I wanted to make this dumpling pretty and looks like a dumpling. However, I have a thumb injury. I almost cut my thumb, so I'm going to go with the easiest way and I decided to make a square dumpling. Well, don't judge me, okay? Actually, I had square dumpling a couple of times, so I thought maybe square dumpling is a legit thing. And also, this is my kitchen. My kitchen, my rules, right? So yeah, I just want to do it the way I want to do it. Here it is, my square dumpling. Still looks pretty though. And now I will repeat the process until all my dumpling filling is gone. Now is the actual time to cook the dumpling. In here, I have already prepared my steamer and I filled up with some hot water and also I have a pan. I'm going to fry the dumpling just like the usual dumpling we know. So let's see whether our rice paper can actually substitute the dumpling wrapper. Also guys, I have tips for you. Whenever I fried my dumpling, I usually use beef stock and white pepper, mix it with water instead of using just plain water. And by doing this, you will give extra flavor to the dumpling wrapper. For the steamed dumpling, I layered my steamer with parchment paper. Well, I usually do this, so I will just keep my habit like this. And yeah, the rest is just waiting for your dumpling until it's fully cooked. For the steamed dumplings, it took me around 5 to 7 minutes. And for the fried dumpling, you will know that your dumpling is ready when the water is completely gone and your dumpling has a little crust. However, this is the tricky part for the pan-fried dumpling. You have to play around with your heat a little bit so you won't burn your dumpling.
Ladies and gentlemen,
When I took out the pan-fried dumpling, it was actually really looking good and I thought the bottom is going to be really crunchy. But in this case, it wasn't crunchy at all. I kinda like the chewy texture from the rice paper itself. But for my dumpling standard, I don't think this method is the right one. Also, for the steamed dumpling, I don't need to show you, it was a completely disaster. It was really messy when I took it out, so I didn't take any picture of it. And then I did my second attempt to just fry the dumpling without adding some water into it. Again, the dumplings were looking really good. I thought it's also gonna be crunchy because it looks crunchy. However, to my taste, it was still too much gluey and less crunchy than I expected. No worries, I didn't give up and I decided to put my dumplings in the freezer. And the next day, I tried to deep fry it using my air fryer. And this is my last attempt. And this is the result. It looks amazing, as you can see, and it was really crunchy. However, I don't think I should call this dumpling anymore. In my opinion, it was actually spring rolls, but tastes like dumpling. Anyway, my conclusion is I think rice paper is not ideal to be a dumpling wrapper. But if you want to have a creative dish like me, well, it's a spring roll but tastes like dumpling, maybe you should give a try. Especially my dumpling filling is just the best. I promise you guys. To close this episode, I wouldn't say this experiment is a completely failed because it still tastes good anyway, but I wouldn't call it dumpling, okay? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you like my experiment and I will see you again in the next episode. Bye bye!